Dennis. Today we're playing Resident Evil, the Darkside Chronicles HD on the PlayStation 3. I don't even know if it's called HD, but it was part of the Resident Evil Chronicles HD collection. Like I said, it's a sequel, or maybe I didn't say it's a sequel to the Umbrella Chronicles. Both of these games are also available on the Wii, not in the HD version. But until recently, with the last two Resident Evils, which was Resident Evil Remake and Resident Evil Revelations, Capcom was really lazy about their HD remakes and really just upped the resolution and really did nothing else until, like I said, the last two games. So if you have a Wii, which most households tend to, I mean, my grandmother has a Wii. I mean, not everybody has a Wii, I get that, but I mean, I'm just saying, if you have a Wii, it might be a better choice if you want to play this game to play it on the Wii. First of all, you get a physical disc. There was a physical disc release in Japan that you can play on your US PlayStation 3, but I don't think it's fully in English. The voices might be in English, but I don't think the text is in English. This is a light gun shooter type game. I say type because, you know, you can't play light gun games on an LCD television as far as I know. Maybe you can with the newer ones, I don't know. But this uses the PlayStation Move motion control, which the Wii uses too. And like I said, since Capcom at this time that this game came out made fairly lazy ports, I'd probably go with the Wii version. It doesn't look that much worse than this. This looks good. When I say that much worse, it makes it sound like this looks bad too. No, this looks good. It just doesn't look as... It doesn't have a huge like downgrade in graphics quality. They actually look quite good on there. And if you have all the accoutrements for the Wii and you get a physical copy, granted, you're not going to be able to play it in 720p, but you can play it in 480p and it still looks pretty good. And if you already have a Wii, that's the direction I would go, but you're a grown adult, you can make your own choices. But I have to play this with the controller because I don't have the PlayStation Move, and that's probably for used equipment. For like just one controller is a $70 investment. I have played it on the Wii with a friend. Actually, it might have just been the Umbrella Chronicles, but they're essentially the same thing. I played it on a friend. That sounds terrible. I played it with a friend on the Wii, and it was a blast. Like when we had like the motion controllers and you aim it like a light gun, it was really fun. And I'm sure it's really fun with the PlayStation Move, but there's not a lot of games that support the PlayStation Move, so it's up to you whether you think the investment's worth it, or maybe you want to play the game with a controller. I don't know. And also on the PlayStation 3, unless you want to import the Japanese copy that's not, as far as I know, fully in English, you're not going to get a digital copy. So keep all that in mind. We're not going to start at the beginning. I want to play the part where we actually play the shooting part of Resident Evil 2, because that's my favorite all-time Resident Evil game. No, I don't. I want to play from the beginning. But thank you for asking. You're super polite. Do you want to delete? Yeah, I don't care. I got a save point that's higher than this. I'll play as Leon so we can see Claire, I guess. Leon looks kind of stupid with his jumpsuit on. This is when they kind of, either if you're a guy, you usually got a bunch of steroids, and if you're a girl, kind of got like,
let me go back to
overly like sex stuff, and you look like a supermodel. Like Claire did not look like that in Resident Evil 2. Granted, the rendering technology wasn't there, but her shorts and stuff are obviously higher and stuff like that. One thing I'm disappointed about Resident Evil Revelations 2 is that they changed Claire's voice, which the girl that voiced Claire, woman, she's not a girl, the woman that voiced Claire in every single Resident Evil game suddenly didn't get hired. And
Not bad.
I think that's bullshit, because she's actually one of the few professional voice actors in the Resident Evil series and actually does a decent job. So it's sad to see her not in Resident Evil Revelations 2. That being said, I'm still super excited about it.
Leon Kennedy.
And if you were a kid, you might remember the lady from the kids show, The Big Comfy Couch. It's after my time, but my sister used to watch The Big Comfy Couch.
Got here myself.
I really like this level because it revisits Resident Evil 2 in 3D. One thing that's different is that the characters were never really together in the PlayStation 1 game. They're always separated and just met up at certain times. So it's kind of a different take, but it's really cool to see a 3D version of Resident Evil 2. They're actually remaking, or they remade it already, like Resident Evil 2 on PC. I believe it runs on the Fallout 3 engine. I think the characters look a little bit bulky, but still, it's really cool that they're making it. Now, keep in mind, I'm playing with the controller, folks. It's a lot easier to play with some sort of motion control and being able to aim at the television like you're playing an arcade game. I almost got House of the Dead Overkill the other day. It was really cheap. But again, I don't have, it's also available on Wii, but I know the PlayStation 3 version of Overkill, they actually worked on the remake a little bit. The HD version, it's not really
Don't tell me there's gonna be more of these
it has
things.
extra stuff in it that weren't in the original game.
Way to go! Take the side out.
One thing that makes this sequel a little bit harder is this almost found footage-like shape you can. Even though the zombies are slow as fuck, I still miss them.
Stay next to me.
They're coming.
There are too many.
This goes by George Romero rules, where you gotta shoot them in the head. Unfortunately, I'm not very good with a controller. It's really sensitive, as you might see. And PlayStation's analog stick isn't the tightest in the world. And make sure you pick up everything. A lot of the stuff in the background is destructible, and when you shoot it, you actually get items. But I mean, this looks really close to the Wii version. I mean, I don't see a huge difference. I know the resolution's obviously sharper, but like I said, you're not missing out on all that much if you play it on the Wii, and you'll have a disc copy, and you probably, if you have a Wii, you have everything you need, whereas a PlayStation, you gotta get the camera, you gotta get,
we need guns.
well, you can play it fully with the little wand with the light bulb on it, but they said in the beginning of the game, they said it's better to play with
Hey, I'm a rookie. Don't ask me. I just got here.
I don't even know what they call it. I would call it the nunchuck thing.
Oh God, it reeks.
They might call it the navigational controller or something. You also can use a regular controller and just use one side of it, but I don't know how effective that is. But it's kind of cool to play this game and see all the parts that you saw in the original Resident Evil 2. It's a fun light gun game, but I believe you get more out of it if you're familiar with the series. I would think anyway, because I mean, it's nostalgic. I don't remember dogs being in this part, unless that was in the, what do they call it, like,
behind her, the cop too.
The B game or whatever. The Game Plus mode, whatever you want to call it after you beat it. Resident Evil 2 actually had like a lot of content, even after you beat it. When you play it a second time, there's actually more enemies that you didn't see in the first game, like different types too, and story elements. So it's like
It's all
when
right
you play
now.
it and beat it the
Let's go.
first time, you don't
Yeah.
even see
Why are they
everything
attacking humans?
that's in the
And
story
then in the
or
gun
that
shop.
you need to.
Looked like they were.
No way.
It's almost like
I'm
an
not gonna let that happen
abridged
to me.
version.
We're not the only ones left alive, are we?
No, of course
But
not.
yeah, if you played the
Can't give
PlayStation
up.
2
There's
version,
gotta be
this
someone
area
left
should look
alive.
super familiar
Yeah.
to you.
You're right.
What? Where'd that come from?
Here too?
I don't believe there was this much action in the PlayStation 2 version. Not the PlayStation 2 version, I mean the PlayStation 1 version. If I ever said PlayStation 2, I meant PlayStation 1. This Resident Evil 2 wasn't ever released on the PlayStation 2, at
gotta
least
find
here
shelter.
in the US. They did re-release it on the Dreamcast and I believe the GameCube. Possibly the
Watch your
Wii,
step.
I'm not sure about that. I know they re-released the GameCube games on the Wii, but I'm not sure about the PlayStation 1 games.
Did you hear that?
I don't think it would make a lot
Yeah,
of sense
nice to hear a human voice out here.
re-release it.
Let's go out on the main street.
Crows. The Resident Evil games kind of forgot
Don't
about
wait
the
for me.
things of crows. Sometimes you see them in the background or whatever, but crows are a real problem in the first game.
Claire, come on. Get out of the way.
People complain about running zombies. I don't think people fully
Here's the street.
understand rigor mortis. When you
Careful.
die, like rigor
could
mortis
attack us
doesn't
at any
set in
minute.
until later on.
This is like a
Sometimes
horror
like
movie.
hours,
But you don't have to do this many
and it
stunts in a
eventually
horror
goes
movie.
away. So
All right.
to
If we can
me,
get through here. The police
it
station
makes
is
sense
close.
to have slow moving zombies, but I could understand like a fresh zombie
It's so quiet.
Yeah, but this
being
place
able
is
to
in ruins
run.
too.
I mean, I
Maybe they
think
all
the ones that run all the
evacuated.
time in the movies,
I hope
like
so.
super fast,
Raccoon
like the
City Police Station is only 2
T-1000,
blocks away.
chasing like John Connor when he's on the motorbike, looks
Better get
retarded.
moving.
But I mean,
Leo,
they
look!
should be able to move quick, at least for a little while. I would think anyway.
These things are everywhere!
I'm a morbid kid. I look up things like that interest me in like biology, like decomposition and stuff like
There
that.
was nothing here just a minute ago!
And rigor mortis actually can be massaged out. Not that anybody would want to massage a zombie, but I mean there is a time frame that
This is taking forever. There's too many of them.
rigor
They won't
mortis
let us
does
through.
set in, and I
I
imagine
hate
it would
this.
slow the zombies down. But they are moving all the time, so would it really set in if they were moving all the time?
We can't kill them all.
Because you think them trying to move around would almost like massage the muscles. I don't know. I've never come across the undead or read anything about the undead. It goes by
We should
George
get out of here.
Romero rules for
Quick. Damn it.
basically instant
barricade's
kills.
already
But I
broken.
mean, if you shoot them enough in the
There it
chest,
is.
they will
That's the
fall
Raccoon
down
City
and
Police
die.
Department.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I mean, they're zombies. You really
Watch it,
can't
it'll
take them
catch
serious.
fire.
Because
What?
they're like, destroy the brain. Well, if they're in a body that's rotting, I mean, with all that bacteria and rotting flesh in the brain surrounded by it, like the brain would eventually be infected and start like to succumb
Are you
to
all right?
necrosis and
Claire,
rot
behind
and
you.
eventually liquefy and turn to goo. So
Run!
I think zombies would eventually die on their own anyway. I always wondered about that. You know, like zombies that
They're even
have
here?
been zombies for a long time, do they have a time frame? But if you ever watched The Walking Dead, I mean,
Here.
there's like zombies that are basically skeletons, so I guess according to their rules, they stay zombies forever.
I've had about enough of this.
Yeah, I don't like to fall down much either.
Ah!
Gosh, how bad of a shot can one be? And it says that it's on auto aim. It just seems the only time I see it really stick is maybe on their chest. But again, I'm really terrible at this, so whatever.
So,
I
what
don't
do you
know
think
what
of your new
X
job so
does.
far?
It makes it
Looks
bigger.
like the only
That's
life
all I
I'll have
know.
to save is my own.
The reticule, I mean. I don't remember Claire's steak having tassels on it. Claire looks a little bit different, unless I see the character model side by side. She just looks lankier. She's a lot thinner than she was in Resident Evil 2. Not that she was fat in Resident Evil 2, but I mean, she's
Good.
like a
Let's move.
Vogue model in this, and Leon looks like he's on the cover of GQ.
Damn it! You're hiding all
But
over
the
place.
rendering technology wasn't there, but Capcom has admitted that they've tried to make their
This is
character
great. Now they're coming from all
sexually
sides.
appealing. I just used the herb, if you're wondering, with that
They just keep
glow light.
coming!
Shake the controller. Apparently that worked.
The head! Shoot them in the head!
Definitely use motion controllers right now. I don't even like motion controllers, but for these games they work flawlessly. I also had the light gun version of Dead Space. These are actually the Resident Evil games. Dead Space Extraction remake actually came with Dead Space 2 when I bought it, but this game was free on the PlayStation Plus network. Otherwise, I probably would never have gotten it unless I got the Wii version. I would have bought the Wii version just because
At least
I
the
have all
police
the
station is
stuff with
secure.
like, the motion controls. I've still been tempted.
Let's take a
sometimes.
break. Because it looks like it's gonna be a long night.
Maybe one day I'll give in. I don't know. Although as time goes on, the Wii selection at like GameStop's getting small, and since the Wii store to contemporary, the retro store doesn't have a lot of Wii games, so I guess I gotta wait till the Wii gets older. I don't know, till they start carrying this stuff. But I'm sure you can find the games pretty cheap regardless. No, I don't want to update the data. But I have these games for now. I have no idea how far I actually can get on these games with the controller. I don't see me finishing the games with the controller at all. I'm just too bad at it. I mean, if I'm having trouble with simple zombies, I mean, what am I going to do when I come up against something really bad? But this kind of, some levels are from the actual games and some levels are made specifically for this game. This one has, like I said, the shaky cam thing that makes it a little bit more difficult. I guess I shouldn't have shot him.
Don't shoot. We're human. Oh.
He was not in this room as
Like
far
your
as I
welcome party.
remember.
Nice surprise, huh?
Yeah, I
Who
don't
are
think
you?
no, he was in
Marvin Branagh.
like the
I'm the guy
room
who's
further
supposed
to
to be your
the
boss.
left. If
You
you
need a doctor.
zoomed out, there would be a
No,
door on the
Don't
left,
worry about me. You
and he
gotta go
actually
help the
turned
others.
into a zombie,
Just go.
which was a really cool transformation on
Alright,
PlayStation
we'll
1
be
because he
back.
slowly turned to like this weird shade of what looked to me to be blue, if I'm going by memory. Not this door on the left. I believe this leads to the long hallway with the liquors on it. Yeah. That's actually would have
Hello?
been Claire's gun.
Anyone
I
there?
don't think Leon gets the arrow. Or the crossbow, I mean. See what happens when you try to do commentaries. Surprised they didn't release like an arcade version of this game. This game would be perfect for the arcades. But if you have the right stuff, and you do have it on a PlayStation Move, this isn't a bad buy. This is definitely graphically the definitive version. There's just
What is this?
no physical copy
the
in
hell?
North America. Capcom does that shit all the time. That's why I had to import my copy of the Resident Evil remake. And I think they knew that people are going to import it because, like I said on, well, if you go on my Facebook, and maybe I said it in my video, I can't remember. The actual package said Resident Evil and not Biohazard, which was weird. You could flip the insert sleeve to make it say
Leon, are you
Biohazard,
alright?
but by default, and it shrink wrap. It said Resident Evil. The manual was fully in English.
Up there!
What the bitch. I've gotten past this area a long time ago, but
Let's go. We
I
better get out
honestly
of here
can't
quick.
remember. I filmed a video of this previously and I didn't like it. I think that's what happened. So I'm like having the feeling of deja vu. That actually happens in the game.
barricade
It
is holding.
scares the shit out of you because it happens at one point randomly and the game's like super
They're
quiet
everywhere.
and they bust through and it makes you jump. It doesn't really scare you, it startles you. One thing people don't think about a lot of times is zombie moves that I do because I'm weird. I just can't imagine how bad they must smell.
It's not safe here anymore.
Especially you watch The Walking Dead and you see all those bodies on the ground all the time. I'm like, fucking Georgia must smell terrible. You gotta shoot them in the head. Shoot them in the head, man.
Are you ready?
I tried to hit that
Anytime.
sign, you saw how well it is. Just the slightest
this
touch
place
makes this
too.
thing go across the screen. Probably should use a herb, that's what that weird haze was if you're curious. I can switch weapons. Obviously I'm not utilizing that feature because I'm dumb. I think I'm gonna survive long enough to fight against something that's actually legitimately dangerous. I don't see that
Let's go
happening,
upstairs.
but
Someone
we're gonna
might be
try.
there.
Okay.
So cool to see all these pre-rendered originally pre-rendered scenes like in 3D. I really hope, even though I don't see Capcom ever doing it, like giving it the treatment that they did with Resident Evil 1. Maybe if the remake sells a shitload, but I think that they'd probably come out with a remake of
too
Resident
quiet.
Evil 0, which ran on the same engine as the Resident Evil 1 remake before they would do this.
This is crazy.
I like how we're passing all the puzzles that you would usually have to solve to get to the mansion. That was definitely me being distracted because I'm hearing the cat messing with shit she's not supposed to, and I can't stop because I'm in the middle of the video.
Is
But I
that
think
a
she's
girl?
climbing on the
Hey,
computer.
wait!
Out of my way.
I have a video rendering right now. That was lucky.
Forget about them. We've got to help her.
Wait!
If you
It's
play
too
Resident
dangerous on
Evil
your own.
6 with Wesker's
gotta break down
son,
the door.
I can't
Move
remember his
back.
name, I think it's Jake. That's Sherry
There she is.
Birkin,
It's too
and
dangerous.
she's
Come
grown up
back.
in Resident Evil
Why does she
6.
keep running away from us?
So that's your
She's
partner
just scared.
as a kid. Because it
Get out of my way.
takes place a little bit before Resident Evil 6, obviously.
Wait!
Sadly,
Yeah.
when this game came out, this makes you feel old. She would be grown up when Resident Evil 6
Stay away
came
from her.
out. Makes you feel old when I think about that shit. Because I play some of these games, even when I play the older ones. It doesn't seem that long ago to me, and then I think about how much time went by, and I'm like, holy fuck. That really doesn't make sense, holy
Where did she
holy
go?
fuck.
She's up there. Ah, shit.
Maybe when you consummate your marriage, that would be considered a holy fuck. I don't know. Either way, it's not decent context for this.
She isn't here either.
We'll find her.
Shoot everywhere except the head, apparently. That's how good I am. First time I saw those guys. What the fuck is that? I got Resident Evil Director's Cut, and it came with a demo. And the demo pretty much ended when you first saw the liquor, which was a great part in the demo because it really made you want to play Resident Evil 2. But you had to wait. I think there's slight differences in the demo, which I actually found recently. I was thinking about doing a video of the demo to see if there's differences. I started like a Let's Play video, Resident Evil 2. Or I never claimed it was a Let's Play video, but I was like, if it turns out to be one, that's great. And I did
I'm sorry,
make several videos, but I never finished it.
I'm sorry too.
I don't think people
there's
were
nothing
too
we can do.
interested in it. I
Right
still
now,
gotta
we've gotta
do
find that
Ghostbusters,
girl.
which I said I would finish for real.
Oh! How the... He was just...
This one got shot in
him
the head.
too.
Didn't even phase the fucker. I'm not gonna last much longer. I definitely need some health.
I'm sorry.
I
it turned
collected a
out like
shitload
this.
of health items, apparently. That wasn't good enough. Alright, I'm gonna stop here. This was Resident Evil, the Darkside Chronicles on the PlayStation 3. There's an HD version. Also, there's a physical copy of this version in Japan, but like I said, it'll play on your PlayStation more than likely. You'd have to look into it, but I'm pretty sure it's region free. Some games aren't, but it's very rare. But yeah, but I think the text is in Japanese, but I think the actual voices are in English. It's a light gun game if you want a physical copy. But again, you have to have all the PlayStation Move accoutrement that actually use the Move controls. Like I said, this isn't a terribly huge graphical upgrade from the Wii version. Like I said, Capcom made pretty lazy HD remakes around this point in time and basically boosted the resolution. So you wouldn't be missing out like you would if you like got House of the Dead Overkill versus the PlayStation 3 version that actually has extra stuff. This is just a boost in resolution. You can play it with the controller, but good luck. I mean, you might be really good with it, and I just suck. There's a huge possibility. But when I played it with the motion controls on the Wii, it was a shitload more fun than playing with the controller, because you actually sort of felt like you had a gun. If it was made of plastic, ran on batteries, and actually vibrated, it made no sound at all. But it was still really fun. And if you have all the Wii stuff, I would just say go with the Wii version, but it's completely up to you. I think it's a great light gun game if you have the right stuff. I don't think the controller is the best way to play this game, but YouTube, you really can't tell because you're not playing the game, so it doesn't matter. You'll at least know what the game looks like and plays like. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment, positive or negative. If you choose to use a negative comment, or not use, or use the power of a negative comment. If you choose to put down a negative comment, please make sure the criticism is constructive and you're not picking on or trying to pick on me or anyone else on the page. Don't be an asshole, please. Let's all be friends here. Yeah, and seriously, if you don't comment, I would really love to hear from you guys, especially some of you, the many subscribers that I have that I never hear from. I'd like to get to know you. Part of the reason why I post on YouTube is to meet people that have the same interests and stuff like me, because you know, it's not all that common around here anyway. And I'm a shy guy, so YouTube's like the perfect format, and that's why I post on the Facebook, like the Facebook YouTube page and there's like a maximum RDs, which if you haven't checked out Rob Maximum RD's channel, you definitely should, for sure. I'm sure if you're checking out my channel, you probably know all about it, because nobody ever comes across my channel unless they know about other channels. But I'd love to hear from you guys and get to know all of you and share interests or whatever, and be friends. We don't have to be friends, but it'd be cool to hear from you. But yeah, and if you're new, I'm sure you already decided, but I'm gonna put it out there anyway. Feel free to subscribe, and if this video didn't win you over, check out another one until I eventually win you over. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'd appreciate it if you listened to me and kind of did what I suggested. I'm gonna call it suggested instead of telling you. But yeah, I'd love it if you'd subscribe. That way, maybe you'll eventually find a video that you like, and you'll comment, and it'll be cool, and I'll meet new people, and I'll watch your channel, you'll watch mine. We'll have this crazy community aspect. Man, I am rambling on a static screen right now. So I'm gonna end it here. For those of you who have subscribed and commented and supported the channel in whatever way that you do, thank you so much. I'm not in it for the money, because I don't make any on here, and I haven't even tried to or attempted to. I do it for the community aspect. I do it for you guys. I do it partially for me. I mean, you have to a little bit, but I mean, I'm not doing this just to try to like make a buck like a lot of the popular channels. I'll never be those channels. I don't know if I would ever want to be those channels, and I'll definitely reply to all your comments or whatever. So thank you guys for supporting the channel so much. Like, if you guys weren't here, I probably wouldn't still be doing this. But I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye.